We're live. Look at that.
Dude!
First time. There we
Right
go.
there.
High five.
First
You
time.
got in the shot. You got to come in a little bit.
Oh,
here.
yeah. We got to get that. We got to get a fist bump up here.
There it is.
There we go. There we go.
All right. So Djiweb here again. My name's Ian. And figured for the first live stream, I would kick things off, bring in my brother, James. So we've been collecting a while, right?
You've been collecting a lot longer than I have because you
That's
introduced it to me, but it's been a number of years now.
Yeah. So I get the question often, Ian, when did you start collecting? And I answer with, well, when did you stop collecting? Just because I've been collecting forever, right? I've always bought Hot Wheels, and then at some point I quit opening them. Maybe when I was, I don't know, 11, 10, something like that. I stopped opening them. But
that's when you realized that there were some that were worth a little bit more.
Yeah,
than
exactly.
others. Yeah,
exactly. And honestly, collecting to me, I've always bought the cars that I like. I like the Lamborghinis. I like, the Bugs. I like the drag buses, things like that. So, growing up, that's what I would buy. Is I would buy all the cars that I liked, and it's kind of gone into the same. Or nowadays, like the castings that I like, those are the ones, as you can see, are featured here. Which, by the way, what do you think? We got the office here.
It's a work in progress, but this is what we got so far.
They look good. They look good.
I think that is one heck of a wall piece.
Wall of Fame, if you will.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my plan. YouTube. My plan is to come on here often, probably once a week, if not more. Do live streams. Ideally, we get some conversations and make this more regular to where over here we have a chat going, and we can talk Hot Wheels, and honestly, more than Hot Wheels. Many of you know I do American Ninja Warrior, so I'd love to talk about some fitness stuff and some of that. And honestly, all I really want to talk about is some positive vibes. Positive vibes.
Well, I think it's time. You've got enough following, and you've had enough questions come up that people want to get to know you and ask you questions, and you'll get stuff on Instagram, and you'll get posts and questions on your castings and your customs.
Yeah.
That we decided to create this channel to kind of help everybody get to know us. We've kind of taken the social media. We haven't taken it as seriously, to be honest with you, because we've kind of just been one of these closet collectors. But everybody keeps asking, "Hey, Jamie, you guys got a great collection. Your brother's got a great collection." And I'm showing them all your Instagram stuff of your customs, and why not do this?
Yeah. So here we are. Why not do it? Here we are. And this is a lot easier than editing videos and stuff. And I think we're going to have more interaction, being able to speak with you guys. So a couple things. First of all is we got the LA convention coming up next week. And you had a bright idea. So,
next week?
2 weeks.
Oh, you scared me for a second. It's in 2 weeks, right?
2 weeks, yeah.
October
6th, 7th, 8th.
9th. But we're going to be there on Wednesday night.
Through Sunday.
And this is our first time going. First time our wives have said,
yeah, it's true.
All right, your kids are grown up enough and go do something fun. So we've been saving up for a year, and this is it. We're going to go together. And guess what? There's actually a third wheel.
Yeah, third brother.
There's a third brother of the 10 of us. In case you don't know, I'm the second oldest. He's the second youngest.
Much older brother. He's old, but he's going to be coming too. So there'll be 3 of us. He's old. You guys are both old. So we're going to come out there, and we want to meet you. So please stop us. Hey, if you recognize either one of us, all 3 of us, hey, stop, introduce yourself. If you've seen us on Instagram, YouTube, I'd love to get to know you. Put a face to the name, to the tag. So
and what your names are, because we might know you as the steampunk
collector, whatever.
Collector or So we know you by those names because we follow you, but we don't know you as Jim, Bob, whatever.
Yeah. So come say what's up.
Yeah.
Let's take a picture together. Let's hang out. Let's get to know each other on a more personal level than just.
We're gonna do some fun things now. We've got some other stuff planned.
Tell me about it. Let them know.
So
put you on the spot.
Well,
Let them know.
So your collection, my collection,
our collection.
We've been collecting for a couple decades, to be honest with you. And when you get to the point to where you've been collecting as long as we have, there's very few pieces really that we need anymore.
Yeah. I can count them on one hand, really, what I'm looking for.
Same here. But I've got over 50,000 cars.
Yeah.
I'm talking about...
He's not exaggerating.
I'm talking about loose cars because I've got 4 boys. So we've got totes and totes of loose cars. But I've also got totes and totes of...
treasure hunts, combis, movie cars,
mail-ins, Redline Club, going back years and years and years. I was buying collections, and I've got multiple. So I want to give some away.
Okay. So we're going to bring some to give away.
Okay, you convinced me.
All right. So we're going to bring some to give away.
Let's do that. Oh, why not?
I like it. I mean, they like it. I know they like it. So here's kind of what I'm thinking. As you brought this idea to me, what if we just do some different things out there on Instagram, YouTube? We'll say, hey, we're going to hide it over here. You know, you've seen M2 do things like that.
They did.
Sorry, M2. We're going to copy you.
Hey, you guys had a great idea. And at your different diecast conventions, follow you on Instagram. And I've been lucky enough to be able to actually get a rare piece because of a contest and stuff like that on M2's Instagram page, where I like to post. I shared a post and stuff like that. And yeah. So I'm going to do something like that.
Let's do it.
Instead of bringing, I don't know what to bring, to be honest with you guys. Maybe you can, drop it in the comments. Drop in the comments and let us know. Hey, who's Moss Rods?
Hey,
we got our first person on Moss Rods.
I love it. What's up, Ben? Good to see you. So,
good to see you, Ben.
So let's do this. Next week.
Or in the next couple. Well, you're right, because we probably only have one more week until we actually.
Next week we'll come to play with like, hey, this is what we're going to bring out. So stay tuned as far as that goes.
Yeah.
But I mean, make sure you like us on Instagram and subscribe here so that when we come up and say, hey, we're doing a YouTube live, we're going to give this away, you'll know where it's at.
So Moss says that he's gonna. He wants to send us some parts and stuff, some goodie bags tonight as well.
I like it, man. I like it.
Hey, anybody wants to get a part of that? Let us know. Hey,
I told Ben we look out for some. He's got a list of some cars he's looking for. So
okay,
yeah, we got you.
We got your back. We got your back.
So look out for us in LA. That's the long story short, and we'll talk about that. Let's do it next Monday. We'll do this again, around the same time, 6-7 o'clock Mountain. Yeah. So let's do this now. What I want to do is I want to talk about a casting. Okay. One of my favorite castings. So I have here, I'll hold it up. So we have the Editor Highway Hauler. Many of you probably haven't seen this in person. I've seen 2, and that's because I had to. And I'll tell you more.
What'd you do with the second one?
I traded it, and I wish I didn't.
For a what?
Well, I'll tell you in a little bit.
Yeah.
So the Editor's Highway Hauler. This is limited to 500. Okay. Let's make sure we can see it here. Sorry, we got the reflection. I got the.
Are you gonna be able to see it? Tip it towards you.
This is not working. Okay, so this is limited to 500, and I got number 3 out of 500. So I was one of the first collectors to get this piece. And when it came out, when it was on Hot Wheel Collectors, the first round, it was submit a story or submit something to Hot Wheels Collectors. And if we like it, then we're going to post it. And in addition, you're going to get the Editor's Choice Highway Hauler. So what I did is I submitted a story on how to, or not a story, but I submitted a piece on how to strip paint off of your casting. So in there I talked about the trial and error. I think I might have bent the truth a little bit in this story. I was like,
what?
I tested everything from dropping it in gasoline to milk to, acetone, which acetone is what I use, by the way. So I talked it up trial by error. Back then when I first started customizing, there wasn't much on Google or anything about it.
So that would have been like in 2011?
Well, when I first started customizing, it was before that. But when I submitted it, 2010, 2011.
Yeah.
And there was only, I think, maybe 10 different collectors that were chosen. And I was chosen. And so they published it. They sent me this car. And I was blown away. And when I got it, and I got number 3 out of 500. Now, mind you, this is limited to 500. In all reality, probably less than 100 has been given out. Less than 100.
Really?
Yeah.
There's still like 400 of them
there's
that
a
haven't
box
been given out yet.
Yep.
I do remember that they tried to do something else, like when they were looking for pictures or something.
Yeah. So actually 2 other picture times.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm parched here. So another one was for the Mustang 50-year anniversary. Hot Wheels was doing a piece saying, "Hey, submit your pictures of your Mustangs,
Yeah.
your custom or not customs, our Hot Wheels." And so what I did is I opened up a bunch of my Mustangs. I put it on the orange track. I went to the Smith's grocery store and I bought.
It's kind of like Kroger's. For some of you guys who like Kroger's, Smith's.
Yep. I got a number 5 candle and a 0. I put it behind it. I lit it in a black room and I turned off the lights. So black lit, not backlit, front lit, but it was black in the background. So, and focused on the car and you can see the 50 with the, so anyways, I got 2 of them and I was super pumped on it. And at the time I was trying to chase down, hey, BJ's on. What's up? He's up in Sandy area.
BJ.
So at the time I had 2 and I was trying to chase down the red blown delivery. That was the casting. I started getting on Redline Club like right after that. I missed it. I didn't get it. Everyone was holding on to it. They wouldn't sell it. Yep. It's up there.
It's right there.
And so I put it out there and I was trading a bunch at the time. So I posted up there. I said, "Hey, I've got this. It's gold. I know it is." And so I ended up I traded like for 5 cars for it. And one of them was the red blown. There's a couple other, I don't remember the other ones, honestly. Hey, bub, you want to come say hi? Okay. Just my son's looking, just watching. You can come say hi when you want. You're right. So I traded that one off, but I kept a low number. The number that I gave him, I want to say was like number 53 or something like that. But this is like one of the kings of my collection. Honestly, like if you went to go try and find one to buy on eBay, you won't find it. If you're trying to figure out how much to sell for, you have no idea.
So here's the question. Is it a favorite casting or is it one of the most valuable or both?
It's not my favorite casting. It's like just because I earned it, because I know how rare it is, because there's a rarity piece to it, right? So
you had to do something else to get it.
I earned it, right? And so that's why this is one of my favorite like personal pieces. I got a couple. I got one that was signed by Tanner Faust on the do you remember the Fearless at the 500 drop where and he got the world record? So he signed one car at that and I was the guy that got that car. And so a whole nother story. We'll talk about that later.
Talk about that. Stay tuned.
But no one even knows about that one either because it's so rare. You know what I mean? So, but I think because of this casting, a lot of people know about it. Not many people have it. If you have one, please put in the comments what number do you got. There was actually a list going around. Maybe if we can scrub the internet, we'll find it. But it was an ongoing list. All I remember it was on the forums of the Redline Club.
Yeah. It was the old forums.
Old forums, and it said, "Okay, if you've got one, what's your number?" And yeah, there was like I remember only seeing like maybe 45 names on it, maybe. So
maybe we can plug Mattel.
That'd be cool
because I don't have one of those. That's one of the castings that I'm looking for.
Yeah.
It's one of the cards, one of the castings, and I've been to a couple different shows that Ian hasn't been to. I went to a couple shows in Vegas,
right?
Yeah, the diecast show that was down there where all the diecast companies were represented. It was a fantastic show. We loved going. I loved going to that one. It's typically around February, so I'm going to try and get Ian to go to that one next year. But I've seriously have never been able to find this.
Yeah.
At any of those, and I actually have it even saved on my eBay favorites. That if it ever pops up, that
I bet you it's never popped up.
in like 8 years, ever since you've told me the story of this, and it was probably more than 8 years ago. But that's for some reason I was thinking that it was. Anyway, 8 to 10 years ago when you told me about this, that's when I started really heavily looking for it, and I haven't been able to find it.
Yeah. So long story short, it's more sentimental. Like it's almost like when someone says, "Hey, Ian, what will you charge for a custom?" I would actually rather give away a custom than sell a custom because I want it to go to somebody that understands what it takes to like. I can't put a price on it. What, $200? Someone's like $200, $500. Like honestly, in my mind, some of them I'm like, I wouldn't let this go for less than $500, but I would give it away to somebody that actually understood what went into it and the hours and whatnot. So I love doing. Well, maybe we should do that at some point. Have a custom Hot Wheel talk where we talk about the customs that I've built. I've done a lot of Rokes. I built the steampunk shark car. I gave that to my buddy that collects sharks. He's got the world record for the largest toy shark collection. So this added into that.
Yeah.
Right. I've built.
You did the Fortnite.
Yeah, I did the Fortnite. I did the battle bus, and I did the reboot van. The reboot van I built for Kingslayer. He's a streamer on Facebook. And then the bus I built for the game director of Fortnite.
That actually lives here in Utah.
No, he was visiting Utah.
Oh, he was visiting Utah.
Yeah. So there's a little branch of gamers, or what's the word? They make video games. No. They make video games.
The people that code it.
Yeah, in Sandy, and he was coming in and visiting that. Yeah. So it just everything stars align. So, anyways, we can talk more about those in the future too. Long story short, with this is that we have a lot of that we want to talk about. I just honestly I picked a car off of my wall and said I want to talk about this. I want to kind of introduce who we are, what we're doing here with the streams.
Yeah.
I love that when we come on, like if you want to like, subscribe, share, and honestly, like I mean, of course, the dream. Long story short, the dream would be to be able to do this more. Like, I mean, we've both got full-time jobs, we got families. You know, as you guys know, I'm really into fitness, so working out and doing ninja and pursuing that that passion of mine. One other thing that I want to do is I want to do a collector's corner. So if you collect anything, let me know and we can have you on. Mind you, I'm working on like the virtual attendance where you can come in via Skype or something like that. I'm working on it. This is our first one, right? I literally just set up this room on Saturday.
And he told me about it yesterday. He said,
we're doing it.
James, come over.
You know what? In all reality, I've been thinking about and talking about doing this for a long time. And over the weekend, I was just like, or last week, I said, I'm going to do it. Like, and I told the wife.
And you think you got permission
to the room and get the, I mean, yeah, it's true. Like, I mean, if you throw up a bunch of collectibles, or let's just say like back in the day in college, you know, because we used to work at the Roxy, which is the movie theater. I had probably, I don't know, 50 movie posters, like I mean, all the Marvel movies, all the superhero movies. Anyways, and our apartment growing up had those in there. So, but it looks trashy, right? You can't have a house with a bunch of movie posters. You can't have a house with a bunch of Hot Wheels on the wall, but maybe in the office, and if it looks clean enough and whatnot. So,
and those are going to be a beast to dust every single week.
You can. It's already. He's looking at it right there. He's got dust on it.
Yeah, and it's Jaylee.
Yeah, no, for sure. So,
just you know, I did this in my office with the strips.
Yeah, then it all fell, right?
The whole thing, the whole wall. So in Protectos, one night, it just came off the wall.
And I saw someone. It's funny you mentioned that because I saw someone. I say at least once a month, someone will either tag me in a video or share a video saying, "Hey, Ian, this is how you can, you know, on Etsy or on, I don't know what all these things are, but where you can display your Hot Wheels."
Etsy?
I don't know what it is.
Or Etsy?
I don't know. I don't have one. And they're talking about adhesive strips with a little lip.
J channel. J channel that you get at Home Depot or.
I guess so you can slide it in, and they're like, "This is so awesome. You should do this." And I said, "Do not do this.
Don't do it
because the adhesive will peel off. All your cards will fall down.
It'll peel the drywall off the wall with the weight and everything. I've seen it happen personally, and
this is a heavy casting. I don't want this falling 10 feet under the ground or anything like that.
I actually I separated a couple of my cars.
I want to be able to show that it says number 3.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like number 5 though from there.
It's inverted, reverted. So last piece to this video is I think both of us find cars, mind you. You find a lot more cars than I do. You're out and about a lot more for your job. But what did we find this week? So you brought some cars over. You want to share what you found this week?
Yeah. I got some cool stuff. So again, I like a lot of different castings, but I also like and appreciate some of the other cars other than just Hot Wheels. I appreciate the M2s, the Jada. I don't collect as many of those. I do appreciate them, but
let me tell you this, and I get asked this a lot, you know, from Matchbox to everything else. You know, Ian, what else are you interested in this when we're doing trades? Are you interested in M2? And I have an addictive personality when it comes to collections. I actually do have a coin collection. I have a stamp collection, thanks to Dad, right?
Yep.
And then Hot Wheels is the big one, right? So I try to really stay in my lane when it comes to Hot Wheels. Just stick with Hot Wheels, even customs. I'm like, I really want to stick with Hot Wheels. So, but
the reason that I was getting a lot of that is because when I was getting my Hot Wheels, people were asking me, "Hey, do you have any Matchbox, older Matchbox?" I didn't collect Matchbox. I did buying, and when I would buy collections, I would end up buying their Matchbox, and then I would trade that off for a treasure hunt or a super treasure hunt that I didn't have.
That's true.
And so I have a lot of those still, but it made me start appreciating some of the details in some of the castings.
Yeah.
Some of the, I look at it as the community in the diecast community were looking for certain castings, and the more they said, "Hey, we're looking for a 77 Chevelle, we're looking for a, like some of the new castings, even the Combi." What inspiration came from that? That's one of my favorite castings. We'll talk about that another day, but that's why I started collecting some of these cars that I have that I'm going to show you. I also have friends that are like, "You ever find a square body, I'm your guy." And I know that. You ever find a, this casting, I'm your guy. And especially if it's a rare casting. So
what do you got?
One of my favorite type of cars that they've done, Hot Wheels, is the graffiti car.
So like a genre, graffiti, urban.
I call it a graffiti car because it's not the same casting, the paint job.
Yeah.
So this is.
I'll hold it up. You talk about it. This, where'd you find it? What do you like about it?
So this is a 58 Impala. I don't believe the other treasure hunt was an Impala, but you guys will let me know. It is a hunt. But this is a treasure hunt. Okay. So
look behind it real quick. Explain that.
Okay. So a couple years ago, they changed the way that they did treasure hunts. They put the Hot Wheels flame in the circle. That designates that it's a treasure hunt. It's also on the car too. And do you see where it's at on the car? I don't know if you can see it on that.
Yep, right behind the front.
There you go. It's behind the front quarter panel, right?
We'll have to show you later.
Yeah, maybe we'll just post a picture on in the comments so that you can see this one and some of these other cars. But this Impala to me just screams out beauty.
Yeah, it's cool. It's real cool.
It also looks like a lowrider. I kind of like those lowriders as well. But I also just love the Tampo. I love the way that they just put this car together, black and white, right?
It's got the skull on the wheels. Did you notice that?
The wheels are what I was going to talk about. They've got.
My bad.
So I don't know if I can call it a Halloween wheel or if you just call it that
upside down. Yeah.
Isn't that wheel just well done? Well done. Those are the things that I appreciate, and I found that actually hanging up on the pegs at a Walmart last week, along with its companion in that box, the Super Treasure Hunt.
BJ's gonna love this one.
Yeah, is BJ?
Well, he's in the area, so he's probably out there hunting against you, trying to find the cars against you.
We don't compete.
You guys know I'm a Lamborghini fan. I love the Lamborghinis. And actually, big shout out to the car culture, the real car culture here in Utah. We've been blowing up with some nice cars. I see Ferraris, I see Lambos, I see R8s. Of course you see the Stradman driving around in his bug, and you're like, oh my gosh, like my kids. You come in, ask them what their favorite. Hey, Emmy, come here, budda.
Do you see?
Let's see what he says.
Do you see the gold emblem there?
Yeah.
There's the Super. Great. And then, of course, if you notice the wheels. So anybody wants to know more about it, we're going to get into it.
Let me ask you a question.
Emmy, come here, buddy.
This is my boy, M. You want to say hi?
Hi.
Okay. Hey, what's your favorite car?
The Bugatti Chiron.
Boom. Say it louder.
The Bugatti Chiron.
There we go. Thanks, buddy. Bugatti Chiron. He's always talking about the Bugatti. You got to see the Bugatti. So, anyways, point being is I love the Lamborghinis. So, again, going back to when I first started collecting, or when I first stopped opening packaging, It was, I want the Lamborghinis, I want the Ferraris, I like the bugs. And honestly, I collected for years. I was probably 19 when I found out about treasure hunts. Again, we didn't really have internet. We didn't go poke around the internet growing up. And so someone actually was collecting. He was at the store when I was there.
And he educated you.
Yeah, he saw me grabbing all the garbage castings. He's like, "What are you doing? Why are you buying all those?" And I was like, "These are my favorite, man. Like I love the Lamborghinis. I had like 3 of them." And he's like, "Those aren't even treasure hunts." And I was like, "What's a treasure hunt?" Then he educated me. Ironically enough, he asked him to bring out more boxes. They brought one out. He found one. And he's like, "I'm not going to give it to you, but now you know what it is." I was like, mind you, I wasn't expecting it. But that being said, looking back, I'm like, it was a regular, like, anyway. So I got to answer this call. So you go ahead and talk about that, and I'll be back in 1 second.
All right. So another thing that I found, okay. Trying to get it in focus here. I'm sorry if it's not in focus. So this is right here.
Hold it back by you.
That right there signifies that it's one of the Chase. They also made this in a regular version. Okay. Now this is the F-250 with the trailer. Sorry, my eyes are bad, but I was going to tell you it's the 1949 Mercury Custom trailer. This one's a little bit loose, but guess what? There's also another car in the very back.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's the custom right there.
Wow.
So that's what I thought was really cool. There's actually 3 different Chase pieces in this one, and I found that. I was pretty happy. Coke and M2. These are called the haulers. This is a hauler series. And again, I've got a buddy that collects anything that's trucks.
All right, give us one more. What else you got?
Which then, yeah, I found the Mamma Jamma.
Yeah, the Moon Eyes is an instant classic. You throw Moon Eyes decals on anything, boom.
Yeah, and again, this is the Chase because it's got the gold wheels. The haulers also have Chases that have gold wheels, but because this is the Coke one,
they did
red on all the Coke haulers.
I tell you, M2 does it right. I can count the number of castings they do on one hand, and they just do it right over and over and over.
Yeah, yeah, they do. So this is the 73 Chevrolet, the Cheyenne 10 right there.
That's awesome.
So
what a find this week.
Yeah, those are happy
so you
pieces.
You know me. So really I would be content finding just this, right? And you're finding the rest of this. That Lamborghini looks so good.
Well, just so you're not left out, these are yours.
Hey. I kind of like twisted his arm there, like this was my favorite.
It's my favorite casting. Can I have it?
Hey,
they would have ended up becoming his anyways.
Honestly, it's one big collection. If there's something you want, let me know. You can have it.
We have this standing joke between us that if one of us goes, we have to hurry and go to the other person's house and get all the cars because our wives would probably just,
hey, I got this. Someone come buy this for $1,000. You can have Ian's collection. When in all reality, like
that car right there is worth $1,000.
Yeah.
Or that one right there. Or that one.
Maybe 4 of these. So yeah. Oh, we do have up there. Well, we'll save that one for another day. We have the unicorn.
I think that we should give our 2 guests something.
Oh, Ben and BJ?
Yeah. We got to find out what they're looking for. So Ben and BJ, drop on there. Since you guys came on live, what is it that you haven't been able to find treasure hunt, super treasure hunt this year? And if we got it, it's yours. Thanks for coming.
Yeah. And both of you are on my Instagram, so you can send me a DM. You don't have to do your address. Ben, I might already have your address, but
so why don't we do that real quick? So if you're watching this live, great. I mean, if you're watching this later, your Instagram, your Facebook. Do you want them Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube?
No, I just do. I mean, Instagram and YouTube, really. DJ, Djiweb, and it's the same on either one. Again, I mean, you can call me Ian. Some people call me DJ, and that's cool too. Yeah, I mean, long story short, communicate with us, talk to us on here. We ideally will have a lot more people in here that we can kind of grow this community. I would love to be able to come on here. This is a safe space. You're not going to get called out for not knowing a casting or not, whatever. This
or
is,
if you say something wrong, we're not going to.
Yeah. And in all reality, I'm a member of kind of many community. We are a member of many communities. We got the Hot Wheels community or the diecast community. I got the ninja community, and then
I've
even
got a reselling
bro,
community.
there's even like a beard community. Which, by the way, I got a competition coming up in October.
I just took mine off yesterday.
That's all right. You still got it. A beard's a beard, even if it's not as luscious as mine is.
Yeah.
But hey, I appreciate you guys. Those of you that tuned in, and those of you watching later on. Again, so on my page, if you go to the home screen, right, not only subscribe, but hit the little the bells, because that's notifications. That's going to tell you, hey, we're live.
And we're going to start putting out that again on Mondays, right around between 5 and 7 o'clock. We're going to go live.
Yeah.
So we'll let you know, and that bell will notify you and let you know, hey, they're live now. So jump on there.
Yeah.
I'm Dr. Flyfisher on Instagram, Dr. Flyfisher, all one word, Dr. Flyfisher. And then my YouTube channel is also Dr. Flyfisher.
Yeah, and by the way, he's always giving away stuff. Like, I mean, he's got a heart of gold. And so if there's any YouTube you should follow, of course mine, you're here, but go follow Dr. Flyfisher. But again, we appreciate you guys tuning in. We want to make this more regular, so please come in, hang out with us, talk with us, drop some comments in the chat. But we'll tune in next week. And next week we're going to announce what we're giving away at the LA convention.
And what you need to do in order to get a piece.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Later.